Another way is through sports. I mean, look at all the agendas now in sports, like with the NFL. What's up with that? You're sitting there kneeling against a flag that you've raked money off of, and you lived in this country, and basically you're sitting there saying, "Screw the country," and that's an insult. And I think a lot of football fans are showing that by not watching their games, not betting on their games, and not going to their games anymore. I think they're going to feel it more and more every year. That's just silliness, and that's the same with Hollywood. Hollywood's another one who's totally used as an agenda or a tool against you to push agendas. And these Hollywood stars act like, what the globalists like is cool. You know why? Because they get all their tax cuts and they get to keep all their money. But with Donald Trump in office, they're charged taxes now. They're like regular people, and they've got to pay money, and they're not happy about it. That's why they're bashing Trump. It has nothing to do with Trump himself. Maybe for a few of them don't like him. Myself, I didn't like him either before he started running. But since then, I've come to respect him as a president. I still don't know if I like him as a person or not, but I like him as a president. He's awesome. And, another way is technology. They've got all these 5G towers up and stuff where they can actually manipulate you with different microwaves and stuff. I mean, a lot of people laugh at that, but it's very true. Look, this DARPA and the CIA and all of them have been experimenting with this stuff for years and years, since way back into like 20s and 30s and 40s. They've just perfected it, right? They're manipulating you every day, and you don't even know it. All the taxes you pay, like interest rates and all this stuff, it goes to the Rothschilds, man. None of it stays in the country. It all goes to the Rothschilds, because you're paying $1.60 on every dollar you borrow from him. And that's the whole scam with the Federal Reserve and everything. And even over here, with our dollar's worth nothing. Our dollar's not even worth the paper it's printed on, the Canadian dollar. It's a joke. It's actually pathetic, because my country's still under the globalist rule, thanks to our MP, who is a globalist puppet. So, versus the globalists, you have the U.S. people. You have the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech, rights to free speech, and your Second Amendment, which is the right to bear arms. And you've got so many people in your country who bear arms that the government's still very wary of trying any authoritarian takeovers. But they are doing it through California, and other certain states are pulling this shit on you. And you're fighting back, and you're really, you're impressing the world, and you're showing the world how it can be done. Internet and alternative media, that's where... that's actually been your biggest tool as the people, is the being able to communicate worldwide and express all your different ideas and thoughts. And that's what makes the internet the information highway. It's endless. You can go on there and find out anything, right? And that's been the major weapon used against the globalists, and that's why they want to control it and stop it, because they're trying to ban all conservative or common sense voices, because those speak against the globalism. And we don't want one world order or one world government or one world religion. We don't want none of that stuff. We want freedom. We want prosperity. We want closed borders. We want to have borders so we can be called Canadians, and not just anyone who walks over our border can say, "I'm Canadian." Right? It doesn't work that way, and you can't do it in America either. So basically, I feel a lot safer having borders and, border control agents and stuff. I mean, but a lot of people are against it, and those are the people who have been fished in by these shysters called the globalists, right? And basically, patriotism is the main tool that you had. The ability to wake people up and say, look, things are bad. We have to get off our asses and do this. We have to vote for this person, or we have to get this going. We have to stop this. We have to protest that. And that's what Patriots have been doing, and fighting, unnoticed, because the media won't cover them. The media will only cover the little libtards running around screaming and yelling and having marches with no talking points whatsoever. They just, march and I hate this or I hate that, and they're supposed to be the positive ones in the country who want to rule again. Basically, globalists want full control of the world, and they won't stop until they get it. So basically, it's up to America to fight them and kick them the hell out, much like Russia did. And once you do that, the whole world will do the same thing. Look at all the countries that are now switching to nationalism since Trump was elected. I mean, think about it. It's unparalleled. All these countries that were, EU and under the New World Order thumb have now broken away and said, screw you, we want to go nationalist. And these countries are voting in people who were anti-globalist. That's awesome. That's what we wanted. And that's what I said would happen if Trump got elected, and it's exactly what happened. So basically, we need the states to fight. We need the states to stand up and say no, and if you have to, use whatever you have to use, that's why you have a constitution, right? But I stand by you, and as a country who's right beside you, and whatever happens there happens here, so I'm rooting for you, the Patriots, in the U.S. to kick ass and show the globalists they're not the power. They're not the ones who own, the world, and basically we all own this world, and they're trying to take that away from us because they have money, right? They're the ones who are spraying a lot of the stuff in the sky. I mean, it's not to block sunlight to cool the earth. That's a bullshit story. That's a whole other book, but no, the globalists are doing whatever they want right now, and Trump's just at the point where he's got them starting to run, okay? Soros is on the run. There's a few other large people who are hiding and going into bunkers and stuff. They know their time is done. They know they're finished. But you have to keep fighting, because internally they have so many people in governments and lawmaking, and they've got them everywhere. Like, look at even with the police, this whole Scott Israel bullshit, and a bunch of other cities who were ordered stand downs and stuff. And it's like, what? You ordered what? No, you as Americans have to stand up and fight this. And we're rooting for you, and we'll do anything we can to help you spread the news, the word. You put your videos on, we'll share them. This is the fight. This is not a fight we're going to win easy, okay? These globalists can literally sink our economies because they own most of our economies. A lot of the big businesses that we rely on are owned by them, and if they pulled them out, the country would be pretty much going back to barter systems and small business, and scrambling, because now a lot of the small businesses have been shut down because of all this globalist stuff. And so you have to keep fighting and fight hard. As much as I hate to say it, like there's a lot of people like InfoWars and Drudge and Cernovich, there's a whole bunch of people out there, Lionel Nation and all them. They are all trying to tell you this is a fight. This is not over yet. Steve Pachenik, same thing. Jerome Corsi, they all know this is an ongoing civil war in the United States right now, in government and in the streets. So basically, luckily it hasn't come to gunplay yet, but it could. If these globalists don't eventually just lay down and die. That's what's going to have to happen. But that's just a prediction on my part, so don't mind that. But no, I hope you will fight, and we're rooting for you, and we'll talk to you soon.